it's time to come clean about a few things.
Okay. Hey guys, what is up? My name is Nixxiom, or for the sake of this video, you can call me Thomas.
All right.
Because in this video, I would like to talk to you guys not as Nixxiom, not as the online guy, not as the Death Knight, none of that stuff. I kind of want to talk to you guys one-to-one.
Okay.
Because I kind of need your help with something. I need your advice. I need your feedback. And let me just start by sharing with you guys a little bit of some things that have been on my mind. Let me start by talking about my YouTube channel and how things were in the past.
Okay.
If you were to ask somebody the question, you know, who is Nixxiom? Like, what is his channel all about? People would say, ah, yes, he is the machinima guy, right? Yeah, that's what Nixxiom's known for. Nixxiom and MooCluck making their WoW machinima. And yeah, you know, Nixxiom does some things, you know, here and there. You know, he does like leveling challenges and top 10s and whatever. But, you know, the machinima, that is the core of who Nixxiom is, right? And that continued for quite a long time. The channel grew rapidly. It was taking off, and the sheer amount of love and passion and dedication behind the channel was phenomenal. And it was so satisfying for me as a person, because some of you guys have seen the older videos.
I hate people that have hair that shave their head, man. It makes me so fucking mad. Like, I see that, like, because it's like showing off. You know what I mean? It's all, you know what it's like? It's like prestiging in a video game, and then you go back down to level 1, and you're still better than everybody else. Like shaving your head whenever you actually have hair, it's like prestiging in a fucking game.
Where I've talked about this, but like ever since I was a kid, I've always just loved making videos to entertain people. I've always loved making people laugh. I've always loved making people smile, and seeing those comments down beneath the videos where people are saying like, man, like I was having such a bad day, but now I've watched this video from you, Nixxiom, and I feel like a little bit better. Like this is, those comments, those messages, all of it, that's what made the job so fulfilling. That's what made it different from working like the regular jobs that I had before YouTube, where you just, you know, just working 9 to 5. Like there was no fulfillment there. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know. I've always enjoyed just making people smile, and that's something that I feel I was doing very, very well for a very long time.
Yeah. And
then I think things kind of changed at one point. Some of you guys already know this, but a little while back, MooCluck, who was like my partner on doing YouTube, like he was the, you know, the guy behind the scenes helping me make all this content, he decided to kind of go his own way. He decided that he wasn't interested in the online world anymore. He wasn't interested in making YouTube videos. He wasn't interested in streaming. He wasn't interested in being MooCluck, and he just went off. You know, he just kind of walked away. And
I can relate. Wow. That... Damn, dude. Like, that kind of sucks. I know how important it is to have somebody that, like, you make content with and everything, and it's just kind of like somebody to bounce your ideas off of. And, like, to have that and then lose it, I think is really, really shitty.
And ever since then, it's like, you know, yeah, like I wrote the scripts for like the WoW machinimas, and I, you know, wrote the ideas for the leveling challenges and the top 10s and whatnot and blah, 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 blah. Yeah. But MooCluck was always like my partner. Like he was like my guy. He was the dude who I ran the ideas past, and he would like be like, oh, maybe you should put like this little idea in there. Maybe you should change this, you know, and he'd put that little bit of MooCluck touch into everything that I did. And also I would do the same thing with his channel. Like anything that he produced, he'd run it by me, and I'd be like, oh, change this or put this joke there. And that's what made the duo-ship, the partnership, so special. And now I'm kind of like off on my own, and that's how things have been for quite a while.
It's very hard to self-motivate, and I think that oftentimes whenever you're creating content with somebody else, especially whenever you start creating content with someone else and then you break the partnership for whatever reason, it could be like because of you know, like a disagreement, it could be because like the other person gets another job and they want to move on. There's like 1,000 different reasons why they why they do that. So it's like, in my opinion, I would say that it's not a surprise that this has happened, but it's also like just really kind of disappointing to see to see it happen to like, what do you call it? To see it happen to Nixxiom. It sucks.
A long time, actually. And honestly, for those that don't know, this is one of the main reasons why I stopped making machinima as often, because, you know, yeah, like, you know, hey, Nixxiom, you know, you're a funny guy. I think I'm a funny person, whatever, but it's just not the same, you know? It's just sort of like, what is David without Goliath? You know, what is,
what's Batman without Robin? I think that's a good way to see it, right? David with Goliath, it's adversarial relationship. But like the point that I'm making is that like you have, it's like you feel like you're making content and you're doing it by yourself, and you get up to like 85%, and you can get 85% of the way there. But if you have somebody else that really kind of adds to your content and makes it better, they're the ones that take it to 100%. They're the ones that really kind of complete the content. And I think that's really what's missing. You know, it's hard really to explain to somebody who hasn't really gone out and tried to create something with another person. But for any of you guys that have ever done that before, you'd know that this is very common.
Cat without dog. You know what I mean? Like, what is, you know what I'm talking about? Like,
Yeah.
what is the, yeah, like, you know, the partnership isn't there, you know, like, it's that kind of spiritual element is now kind of gone, you know what I mean? And it sort of killed a lot of my motivation to make machinima, because, yeah, ever since I decided to stop making machinima as regularly as I used to, I've still made some here and there, you know, some short ones, whatever, you guys have seen them. But ever since I stopped making them on the regular, I've really struggled with answering the question, like, well, what is Nixxiom now? Like, you know, before, if you ask somebody who is Nixxiom, it's like, oh, he's the machinima channel, but he also makes like some other like WoW content.
Basically an identity crisis.
But now, if you ask the question like, oh, you know, who is Nixxiom? Oh, well, he makes, you know, some gaming videos. Like, he's just some funny gaming guy.
Yeah.
But there's nothing unique there. There's nothing special. There's no meat. Like, what is the meat of Nixxiom? What is the thing that he's known for?
The meat
you know
of
what
Nixxiom?
I mean? You guys see that? See what I'm talking about there? So I've been sitting for quite a while.
It's always very hard to try to establish an identity in a place where things are constantly expected to change. So on Twitch, for example, there are a lot of ways that you're supposed to like evolve and adapt and kind of just change your content over time in order to keep people's interest in different ways. So with what Nixxiom is saying here is that it's very hard to keep that same motivation to keep making content whenever the original thing that got you into it is something that you feel like you've evolved past, or you need to do more besides that one thing. So like, for example, whenever I was streaming variety games, I didn't have the same drive to stream that I do now, because I just simply wasn't intrinsically interested in the content of the games itself. So I think basically, if you really want to be good at something, and obviously there are always exceptions with this, but I think that if you want to be really, really good at something, you have to truly love it. You have to really like what you're doing, because there's the point where there are days where, for whatever reason, you have a bad day. You get low viewership. People are mean to you in chat. People keep spamming the bald emote. People keep saying that you suck, or whatever it is, right? And the thing that makes you log on the day after that with a smile on your face, excited to try again, is not only a internal motivation to build your character and your creativity and to focus on the integrity of what you're doing, but on top of that, it's because you actually genuinely care about it. And it's not just about money, because I know that you guys might think that, and it's very hard for me to explain this, because unless you do something that's creative, it's very hard for me to explain what the difference really is. But I think money does matter a lot. But the way that money works, in my opinion, right? And this is like kind of, again, just my opinion, but I'll go ahead and explain how money works real quick. And I'll show you guys how I look at money and how money improves your life and everything like that. So if you go and you do this is just, it's a small aside. I do apologize. So I'm like kind of taking time, right? So this is the improvement in your life. This is better, betterment for your life, and this is money, how much money you make. It goes like this. So right here, I would say it's probably like $100,000. You know, yeah, right here is about $100,000. And what really is the difference for a lot of people between making $300,000 and $400,000 a year? Like in terms of their functional life and like what they do differently. Can now we buy a Bugatti instead of a Lamborghini, or a Lamborghini instead of a Bugatti? Like maybe, but the improvement isn't really seen. But if you're in this point right here, money will absolutely make your life better, like 100%. But after you start making enough money, you don't really have things that you want to do with the money. For some people, it keeps going up, but for many people, for like myself personally, I don't really care. And I think that money is a driving factor, but it's also not a long-term driving factor. There are a lot of people, you guys hear about it all the time, people that do things and they were doing it for money and then they hated their job and they ended up going off and doing something else instead of it. Diminishing returns. Yeah, it has a diminishing return. I would say the break point is about $120,000 a year. That's whenever it starts to have diminishing returns for a lot of people. And this is also for single guys, right? For single guys, that's what the number would be for me.
And I've been asking myself the question, like, well, what could be the new Nixxiom thing?
Yeah.
Is it just top 10s? Do I just release countdowns about video games? Do I make more leveling challenges? Do I make videos where I share my thoughts on just, you know, the new WoW patch? Like, this is what I thought about the patch 8.17 or something. Like, what is the meat of Nixxiom now? And I've sat there and I'm like, man, like, what do the people want? What do the people want? And for a long time now, I feel like I've just been throwing ideas onto the channel. Mm-hmm. We'll do a top 10 here. We'll do a discussion there. We'll do a tech review thing there. We'll do this there. And I feel like I've failed at, I failed in that regard. I feel very guilty because I feel like I was trying to answer a question that wasn't my question to answer. The question is, what do the people want? Like, what do people want to see more of from Nixxiom? If I can't provide the great machinima, tons of content like that I used to, well, what can I provide now as like the meat and potatoes of my channel? Like, what's the meat now? And I feel like I have been trying to answer that myself, but the failure is that I should have asked you guys. You know, I should have made a video like this a long time ago.
I agree with what he's saying, but I also disagree. Because I asked my chat what I should do, and they told me to do things that I didn't care about. I think that he's right and he's wrong at the same time. I think it's important to ask, but it's not always important to listen. Sometimes whenever the chat or people want you to do something, it's like, for example, people always wanted Summit to just go and play PUBG or Fortnite. That's what they wanted him to do. And if Summit had listened to them, his stream would not be in a good place. And he wasn't in a good place mentally. And instead of that, he took and he looked at what people wanted and he compartmentalized that and he put it into context of what they need. And that's whenever he started doing Sea of Thieves, and he started doing other games as well. So it's important to make sure that you have a repertoire with your audience and that you're talking with them and you're appealing and fulfilling their needs. But at the same time, I don't think that it's a long-term success strategy to purely appeal to the needs of your audience. I think that's really, really important. You think you do, but you don't? Well, it's not about thinking that you do, but you don't. It's about basically streaming and making content itself is a creative endeavor. It's a personal endeavor as well. And so you guys know what the difference is. I think a lot of you guys do between whenever you're watching somebody and you know they're truly enjoying what they're doing versus you're watching somebody and they're just smiling because that's what they're supposed to do. Like, you guys know what I'm talking about? Yeah. Big tangent energy. It's not a big tangent at all. Like, this is actually completely relevant to what I'm saying. Yeah, you can tell very clearly whenever somebody doesn't want to be doing what they're doing. And whenever that happens, the chat sees it, the vibe of the stream. I don't like using that word. I think it's kind of cringe, but I think it's accurate sometimes. Just like the energy of the stream is just off and it's just flat. I think that's really the best word that I can use. It's flat. And like, there's a certain richness of watching a stream where things are just going perfectly. Everybody's really enjoying themselves and it's just fun. And the richness that you get out of that isn't necessarily something that other people can inform you of what to do. You have to do that yourself.
I should have been like, hey, like, I need some feedback. I need some advice from you guys. Like, what do you guys want to see from this channel? I want to know the good. I want to know what brought you to this channel. What did you enjoy the most about it? Like, what was the thing that hooked you? What was the thing that made you excited to watch the next video from this channel? I want to know the good, but I also want to know the bad. I want to know, well, what made you stop watching maybe as often as you used to? What is the content that I put out that you just can't stand it? Like, you just don't care. What is, like, what are mistakes that you think that I've made? And I know, like, listen.
I think another factor here is that it's very hard, especially for streamers. I think for YouTubers, it's not really quite as hard, but it still is difficult. It's very hard for them to reconcile the expectation of viewership with their own creative integrity. And so, for example, you're going to have a lot of streamers that feel like they have to play Valorant. They have to play League of Legends if they're a League of Legends YouTuber. They have to play this, that, or the other thing and make sure that they focus on playing that game to maximize their viewership. And it's very important to make sure that you know that you're doing something that you enjoy. And more viewership does not always mean a better stream. There are a lot of really good streams that I've done that have not been my highest viewership streams. For example, I think that a lot of the classic streams that I did were kind of boring. And I think a lot of the streams I did in 8.2 before classic were better than my classic streams. But my classic streams got a lot more viewers. Why is that? Because the game was more popular. It had nothing to do with the stream itself. It's an outside variable. And being able to differentiate between outside variables and, you know, basically trends, and then your own kind of control over the quality of the stream are two separate things. And it's very hard to separate the two.
I know that so many of you guys are going to sit there and you're going to say, oh, Nixxiom, like, put out any content that you want. Like, man, I love you for you, and,
don't
you know,
listen to
blah,
that.
blah, blah. Like, and I appreciate that. And I've seen that comment thrown at me many, many times. But I don't really believe that.
Yeah, because it's not true.
Because if I put a video out tomorrow of me doing
Playing Fortnite,
like mountain biking or something, are people really going to want to watch that? What I want is I want to know, like I want to.
Here's an example. Now, this is a big pause champ video. I want you guys to understand this because this is a topic that I feel strongly about. So there's going to be a lot of fucking pauses. Yes and no. So let me ask you guys a question. If I put out a video playing Call of Duty, would you guys watch it? Well, most people would say probably no. But I found out a way to make it interesting and make it fun for an audience. And this video has over 100,000 views now. Like, it's not necessarily about... I think that the problem is that if you're looking at making content in the context of making content similar to other people's content, you are never really going to be as good as you can be, because the best that you can be is a copy of another person. I think that looking at the content and seeing what can you provide and what's entertaining, rather than what can I do that is, you know, similar to what other people do. Yeah, that's my opinion. As well as content, Nixxiom's content himself. Well, Nixxiom's really entertaining. I like Nixxiom. I think a lot of people really like Nixxiom. A lot of people really like Nixxiom. You can't compare yourself to smaller content creators? I feel like it's very easy to compare myself or anybody to, like, one person can compare to somebody else very easily.
Be able to look at like this comment section that might come out of this video and see, wow, there's a lot of people out there saying that they really want to see leveling challenges come back, for example. Like, and it's like, oh, well, okay, I mean, I can do that, and then start, you know, bringing back more challenges, like the Lord of the Rings challenge and stuff. Like, how cool would that be? You know, like, I'm down with that. Like, if that's what the people want, let's make some leveling challenges. Or if people are like, wow, Nixxiom, you know, I really like your like, I don't know, like your reactions to things. Well, okay, I'll make
What's so funny about reacting to content?
React to the new episode
What's so
of Star
funny about
Wars
that?
Clone Wars. You know what I mean? Like, if that's what the people want to see, like, you know, I want to find something that you guys want that also I'm like, yeah, like that's something that I really enjoy doing. I love the leveling challenges. I love the reactions. I mean, like, you know, whatever. Like, it's something that kind of works for you guys and for me, and I'm just trying to, you know, find the clarity through the chaos, if that makes sense. The point is, I'm just looking for feedback on this channel. I'm looking for the good. I'm looking for the bad. I'm looking for advice. What do you guys think I can do to improve? And I would just really appreciate if every single one of you guys, whether you're a brand new subscriber or like a super old veteran, to just take 2 seconds to write a couple of words down in the comment section being like, this is what I think. I'd appreciate that. But, you know,
it's very hard for WoW content creators to, I feel like how many WoW content creators have had this happen where they either fall out of interest with the game or something like that happens and they have the equivalent of like a midlife crisis. Like, it's so hard because, like, a lot of us, we grew up just playing one game, you know, and we just really like that one game. And like other games, it's like, that's nice, but like, who gives a fuck? And like, I don't know, I feel like so many content creators have had a really hard time moving out of playing WoW specifically.
I guess I should also clarify that this video shouldn't all be doom and gloom. I mean, the channel has been doing really, really good lately. I mean, I mean, not as good as I want it to be doing. Like, let's be real, we can always do better. We can always push ourselves a little bit more, right, guys? But you know, the channel's been doing good. Like, you know, I've had a lot of help behind the scenes from Nixxiom and Platinum WoW and Banana Raccoon. They've been helping me edit videos, and that's how I've been able to get so many out on the regular, like, lately. Go subscribe to those guys. Like, seriously, like, go check out their channels. I've gotten to explore different territories of content and hear what people's, like, thoughts were on them. Like, I released a video recently where I was just playing the Woodrow, and people were like, wow, this is a really wholesome video, Nixxiom. I really enjoyed that. And that was cool to see those comments. I liked that. And it's not like the channel has gotten to a point where I'm like, oh, the channel is just dead. There's no point. Let's start all over or whatever. Because if it ever got to that point, sure, like, whatever. I'll start over. I'll make a brand new YouTube channel. We'll call it,
do what you gotta do.
Like, whatever. And it'll be Nixxiom's book reviews, and I just review books. Like, that's the channel. I just review the books I'm reading.
I don't know how to read.
Over, like, whatever. But this channel's not dead. This channel's not going anywhere. Like, there's still a huge audience of people there, and that's just the people that I just want to know what you guys have to say. So I'm going to end this video by saying this. First of all, for those of you guys that have been subscribed for a very long time, thank you for, like, watching all the videos and, you know, being here and supporting that.
There it is, dude.
Like, that energy that I have, that love to entertain and to make people laugh and to make people smile. Like, dude, that's why I'm here, man. Like, and you guys have helped me with that. You guys have helped me, like, spread the videos and stuff, and that's cool, you know?
Why do people donate to streamers with TTS telling jokes? It's because you get like that endorphin rush whenever you say something funny and the whole chat pogs. Like, this isn't some kind of, like, I feel like there are so many people that feel that way. They're like, I read somebody's donation and it's funny, everybody laughs. That's a reward in itself, and that's kind of what he's talking about here.
That excites me, you know? And then for those of you guys that are, like, new here, maybe you've been subscribed for like 2 days, like, dude, welcome to the channel. It's good to have you here, man. Leave your feedback down below, you know what I mean? You know, tell me what you think about my hair, like, I don't whatever you want to say. And you guys that have been, like, supporting the channel as well, like those of you that have like bought the t-shirts and whatnot and stayed supporting on Patreon and whatnot, there's not as many as you guys might think. It's not like I'm rolling in money or whatever, but those people are still there. You know, that little handful of, like, those those supporters. And You guys know who you are. Thank you guys.
Yeah.
Like damn. Thank you. Yeah. I feel like I'm getting a little too high energy. I just want to make the channel the best it can be, not just for me, but for you guys as well. Leave your comments down below, and maybe, honestly, maybe I'll do videos like this every few months, every 3-6 months, something like that. I'll be like, hey guys, like, you know, this is where we've done well. This is where we, you know, have failed in some ways. Like, what do you guys think? How should we proceed forward? Because I think that would be kind of cool, because at the end of the day, I mean, the Nixxiom community isn't just me.
No.
It's not me.
That's what I was saying the other day.
There's no community there. I mean, the community, the Nixxiom community, this rampaging, you know, army of level 58 DKs and perverted Ishnu-Allah guys and, you know, crazy Death Knights and smug warlocks and whatnot. Right. Like, that community is you guys, you know? Like, what we've built around this channel, that's because of you guys. And I appreciate that. So, thanks for watching. Leave your comments down below, and let's see what we can do for the future. Yeah.
Okay. I wonder, because Nixxiom made a response video to my video about creative integrity, and I wonder if part of the video was because of my video. I don't know. Maybe not. It's hard to say. But, okay, so in my opinion, the first thing you have to do as a content creator is look at why people like you, why people watch you, and what positives are about you, where the negatives are, right? I think one of the main things, Nixxiom is not a gameplay streamer. He might be very good at WoW. I actually have no idea. I've never seen Nixxiom actually play WoW. But what I do know is he's a funny guy. He has a very unique look to him. He looks like basically he's a nerdy Viking. And that's a good niche. It's recognizable, it's interesting, it's funny, and like the juxtaposition is clever, right? And I think that he should make more videos that are more about him and less about his content. Because I think people genuinely like Nixxiom. Like, it doesn't matter if a lot of people watch it. It's not about watching it. It's about knowing that you can watch it. And knowing that's what you're about. And I think that's really what the important thing is. So, yeah, people like his personality. Read the first comment. Okay, I'll read the first comment. So you're trying to answer a question that wasn't yours to answer, but I think you were wrong there. You asked what viewers would want. Viewers keep coming back because they want you. So the reality is that Nixxiom should be Thomas. Stop trying to figure out what other people want and make the contents you enjoy making, because you know, if you create things that you enjoy, you're creating your passion, and it will seep through your personality and it will come to the forefront. You're all your fans and your channel because we're fans of you. And when your passion shines through, that is when you're truly the best version of Nixxiom that you can be. You weren't the machinima guy because you like machinima. You were the machinima guy because you like machinima. Making machinima. The short version of all of this is you feel the need, certain need to build, you feel the need a certain type of video to build your identity around. Let me be simple. Just create the type of video that you enjoy making the most. This used to be machinima, but now it's not. Find the type of video that you enjoy making the most, and not only will it be your new identity, but you'll probably notice that your viewers will be more happier than ever before. I agree with what he's saying. So here's the thing, is that sometimes you make videos and they're not going to do very well. So like if you look at my channel for an example, if I make a video about WoW on my second channel at all, or I talk about WoW, this video is in the hundreds of thousands of views. Now, if I make a video talking about, I don't know why this Wendy's video got so fucking popular. I have no idea why it got popular, but it did for some reason. But besides that, if I want to make a funny video, it'll be popular. But if I want to make a video talking about something that I really care about, sometimes it gets really popular and sometimes it doesn't. Sometimes I just talk about myself. So for example here, I made a video about, is social media bad for you? This has nothing to do with any of my other content. And I feel like what you're really doing is let me go ahead. I'm going to pull up a picture here and I want to write it, or I want to draw it for you guys to try to give you an idea of what I'm talking about. So let's imagine this is your audience, okay? And this right here is your core audience. What I try to do with my videos, and what I think Nixxiom should try to do with his videos, is your bigger videos, like your machinima videos, are going to take this circle and make it to this circle right here. It's going to make your bigger audience bigger, right? And this is going to make your greater audience even greater. But here's what the other videos do. Here are what the videos of you sitting there playing your flute or making something or just being Thomas do. They take this red circle and they make this red circle of your core audience bigger. That's what it does. It's not a boob, okay? Shut the fuck up. I'm trying to say something here. Guys, listen, I'm trying to say a 5-head thing, and you guys are just making titty jokes. Actually does look like a boob.